Well, hello. My name is Chris, and this is the Schutz Media Almost Everyday Podcast. I know it's been probably about a month since we podcasted, but that's why it's almost every day. And honestly, this is how it's going to go. We're going to post whenever we want and whatever we want to talk about. So, take it as is. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well out there in podcast listening land. I myself am doing well. Got a lot of stuff going on, staying busy. And of course, like everything else in my life, it's all happening exactly the same time. So, really trying to spread everything out, as best as I can, and still taking time to relax and focus on what's important, like family, friends, and relaxation and enjoying life. But, I am a working person, so I really do enjoy getting things done. I'm a productive person. And, anyways, that's not what this podcast is about. What am I saying? This podcast is about whatever I want it to be. Anyways, so we're going to get into a little bit more of a serious topic today. Everybody's talking about it. Just wanted to throw another point of view out there as far as the politics and election and everything coming up. I hope everybody is getting a well-informed decision made, and really hope they're putting thought into who they're voting for and everything like that. But I do understand time limitations and everything. Obviously, there isn't a lot of time that can be spent on politics. But anyways, enough of any ideological point of view. Let's just go ahead and go with let's throw some facts out here. Hillary Clinton is the establishment, in my point of view. Regardless of what side she's on, regardless of what gender she is on, she has been paid a lot of money by a lot of people. And when we were talking about somebody that is going to be a presidential nominee and running for president, I think that we as America need to be past the money controlling who is president. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, obviously, the system, from my point of view, has always been like this, but the more that it comes to light, the more that people are going to see what's happening and, agree or disagree with what's going on. And, I mean, if you're not benefiting from it, then typically you're not going to agree with it. And if you are, if you believe in this crazy thing called liberty and justice and, a country by the people for the people, which I'm assuming somebody in the past has said that we are about. If you really believe that, then money cannot be part of what we have going on. It just can't. I mean, think about this. So, Hillary Clinton goes over to Goldman Sachs and does a speech for $600,000. Well, whatever. Let's say $250,000. Let's say even smaller, $25,000. Do you think that they are really paying her to come over there and hear her personal views on things? I mean, I will give her credit that she obviously has been in a very powerful position throughout her time within politics. She obviously has a lot of influence from her husband, former president himself. So, these things, to me, would give some, an interesting point of view as far as what goes on in other countries and how our government relates to it or how our government has influence here or there. So, I mean, throwing this out here, financial institution, Hillary Clinton has been over to such and such country. She knows that this happens, and they pay her the money to come in there and talk about what she's learned over there. That makes sense. Um, it's worth, that amount of money to set people up to uh, make more money in the future, as far as having smart investments and as far as having information that some other people might not necessarily have. But when we're talking about multiple times going over there to high profile Wall Street banks and giving speeches and making money, I mean, Goldman Sachs is easy to throw out there because people, it's in the news and people understand about, how all the things that she's done has come to light, as far as the amount she's getting paid, as far as amount Hillary Clinton has made last year, or excuse me, 2014, as far as profits, putting her in the 0.1%, So if you throw out the 0.1%, you throw out the amount of political influence that she has and the amount of money that she's going to, or the amount of money that she's made, that she's going to owe favors to such and such person or country. That type of stuff I wouldn't say it scares me, but it's just, that is probably what has been happening this whole time. And that is probably why no politician can go up there and actually run on ideals. They got to go up there and run on favors. They got to go up there and run on this and that instead of actually things that would be good for the people. My point of view, the president should be not necessarily fighting against companies, but, if you're on the same side as the companies, then you're going to put regulations in that benefit the companies over the people. That's just how capitalism works, obviously. You look at companies like Google, companies like that, they really take care of their people and they take naps, or Netflix, people that are based on their pay is based on how much money that they, or excuse me, the idea that they have and how much they contribute to the company. It's a great thing. But then when you look at things like, the healthcare industry with the lowest paid workers, sometimes not necessarily getting taken care of as the higher paid workers. And, I mean, there's plenty of instances throughout different industries. Obviously, women are still oppressed and things like that within capitalistic society. You take advantage of people when you can, and you benefit as much as you can. So when you combine capitalism and politics, you naturally get a state where people are, paid off to take care of their companies and not what is necessarily best for the people. So, if we as a people don't have anything standing up for us, middle class, lower class, how are we even, how are we supposed to survive out here? The society is built on the backs of people like this. Your janitors, your taxi drivers, your Uber drivers, the people that don't necessarily make a lot of money, but they're doing a service for other people. You can't have that within a society. Personally, you can't have it and survive. Even the rich people have got to understand, if you don't take care of the people who are driving you here, or the people that are making your food, or the people that are doing this and that for you, if you're not doing it personally for yourself, you're not going to be able to live in the lifestyle that you have. So, I mean, on the flip side, if you do actually take care of these people, you get the better service, you get the better quality work, you get you get what you pay for. So, anyways, I just don't see, I don't mean to be attacking, obviously, Hillary, personally, I don't see anybody within the Republican Party that is viable to be a actual president of the United States of America. Um, Donald Trump has proved his worth. I mean, I will be very honest with you. I still don't necessarily consider him a viable candidate for president. So I haven't really even looked into his actual views or the plans to do everything. Ted Cruz scares the crap out of me. Just, I don't understand how in 2016 we could have such a theocracy looming over us based on everything that's come out of the Republican Party. I mean, besides Rand Paul, don't get me wrong. He would be, whatever, dude. I mean, even he has his crazy things, but I at least feel he was more of a centrist than the crazy right-wingers that are out there, these crazy Tea Party people. Ted Cruz, your Rubios, you're just like super, I'm going to build a wall. God is everything. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Like, it's so crazy to me how all the views, all the time that they talk about in their debates and stuff is based on guns and gay marriage and social issues. Like, really? What about the economy, man? What are you going to do about that? I mean, what are you really going to do about immigration? I don't want to hear about a wall. This is America, man. Come on. What are you going to do about the people that are already here? What are you going to do about the kids that have mom and dad that don't have cards? Are you going to deport them too? Send them, somewhere they could possibly die? No. There's plenty of room here. There's plenty of money. There's plenty of everything, man. We take care of the people that come here. That's how it works. Because then they turn around and they take care of you. They're farmers or lawyers or whatever, and they make a lot of money and they do what they got to do with it. And they live here and they're contributing to society like everybody else here. So, I mean, I've never been about extremism either way. I considered myself Republican for a while. I respected the financial views of everything that was going on. And it really, there wasn't a sense of, what is the feeling? I mean, it was assertive. It felt not aggressive, but it was assertive. You said what you wanted, you worked toward it, and you got stuff done. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was much more of a theist back then too, so I had much more of an opinion on what other people did, and, so those things kind of go hand in hand. I can't say I'm a full Democrat right now. Democrat? Just, it's too much of a once you paint yourself in that color, then it represents so many things about you. So, I wish everybody was just an independent and you just voted on the views, honestly. I hate that there's a party system at all, that you actually how you get your Grover Norquist and stuff like that. Like, really, you gotta sign a piece of paper and you really gotta follow all these specific things, but that's not for me. So, but anyways, yeah, so definitely not, I'm personally not going to be voting. I mean, I don't know. Hillary Clinton, if she gets the nomination, am I going to vote for her? Probably. Because Hillary and Bernie are so far ahead of anything that any other politician is out there saying. I mean, I would vote for Martin O'Malley. Then I would, before I would vote for any Republican candidate whatsoever. And again, I don't consider myself a complete Democrat, but the Republican Party is just an embarrassment right now. They're straight up running on social issues. That's all they're doing. There's no plan for anything real. There's no plan for anything viable. Conservative, means controlling now or something like that. It's really weird. Anyways, and honestly, you flip over and you look at Bernie, and I just, as a human being, the stuff that he says is it's like out of a dream for a politician to say this type of stuff. We need to start attacking the corporations. We need to raise taxes here. We need to close the loopholes. Single payer health care, legal cannabis, not even giving a shit about guns. Like, let them go, whatever. Like, all those things are wonderful to me. I don't really have a problem with paying more taxes. I don't have a problem with single payer health care. I don't have a problem with anything he talks about. One thing I do, the only thing I can see just like hanging up with Bernie Sanders, I mean, I love him as an economist, as a social mentor, as a person who has a great vision for the future of America, but I just don't know his foreign policies. I just don't know how he would handle, how do you handle Putin? How do you handle Putin? How do you handle little Pooh Bear over there? How do you handle Assad or like Al Qaeda, ISIS, or how do you handle? And then on the flip side of that, obviously you're going to be getting along great with Canada, be getting along great with the UK, so maybe probably even like Denmark and stuff might come on board with us. So maybe maybe we say screw all the people that we've been working with because we're going to open up new borders. Gosh, man, it's so ideologically beautiful. Everybody working for each other. Like, I bet you we could clean up the food around here that people eat. We could clean up, the streets. And, like, can you imagine getting closer to what Denmark and Norway and all of them are doing? I don't believe in full socialism. I see the positives and negatives, but the democratic socialism that Bernie Sanders talks about is just my bread and butter. It's my motto's always been, once we all win, that's when we're done. I don't necessarily, I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, I care about myself, care about what I do, but I don't care about it as much as if, comparing to if everybody would win as opposed to just me winning. Would I be mad about that? I would rather everybody, including myself, win. So, I'd rather be on a team that wins. I'd rather be around a group of people that win. So, I mean, maybe I am a socialist. I've never been opposed to the word. Communism, boo, socialism, whatever. Democratic socialism, sounds good. Let's do that. So, I mean, if you listen to this and, agree, disagree, send me a comment, send me an email. If you're a Republican, please tell me what you see in your candidates, and I would love to actually disseminate it and, like, look at it and see if there's any viable thing. I mean, I can try and consider myself a non-biased person. I don't, like to live through other people's dogma. I like to make my own decisions. I like to read my own sources. I like to, make my own world around me. So, please let me know. I know I could be off base. I know I'm, just a dude out here in California, man. Cannabis graphic artist, and I work at a cannabis lab. And it's awesome. So, that's all I got going. But I also read a lot of news, I read a lot of different stories, and I develop my opinions from them. And, so please let me know. And subscribe if you'd like. If not, don't. And be sure to check out our Facebook page at Schutz Media. Check out our website, schutzmedia.com. That's SCHUTZ-media.com. And, you can just search for Schutz Media or, Cannabinist or any other shows that we got going on here. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back with you soon. Hopefully sooner than for the last one of this one. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Hope everybody's doing great. Talk soon. All right. I'm out.